Greetings everyone and welcome. I am Carlos from Everything Tech, and today I'm going to bring you another tutorial on the focus points of a DSLR or even point and shoot cameras. This applies to most of the Nikon DSLRs and some Canons, but pretty much every camera will have some type of focus mode and focus point selection. So let's start by having a look at the focus modes. So if you select the eye on the Nikon DSLR, or if it's a Canon, there should be like a menu button. This is just the shortcut menu, which you can see down here. If I want the full menu, then it will be a menu button up the top. I'll just push that back up the top here. And if I click on that, then I can get the full menu. But I don't want the full menu, I just need the shortcut menu. So by selecting the eye, I have access to the focus modes. And if I select OK on a jog dial here, then I'll be able to select my focus modes. Let me try to explain what these are to you. So AF-A is pretty much an automatic mode where the camera selects by itself whether the scene deserves an AF-S, which is single mode. Every time you half press the shutter button, then the camera will focus on AF-S and grabs focus. If you move the camera, then you have lost focus and the camera will not continuously grab the focus. It will just grab it once, and that to grab focus again, you will need to lift the finger from the shutter button and then half press again in order to grab focus again. On AF-C, every time you click on the shutter button, the camera continuously focuses it. So you don't need to take the finger out. As long as you half press, even if you move the camera continuously grabs focus. If it decides that the scene is out of focus, then you will grab focus continuously. And obviously, the last one is manual focus, where you are in charge of the focus by adjusting the focus ring. I normally tend to leave it on AFC. If I've got like children running, if I've got a stationary object, then I will change it to AFS. Okay, so now let's go back to the shortcut menu, and to the right you have the AF area mode. So this is where you select the points of focus in your screen. This particular camera is a D5200 and it has 39 autofocus points, and you can select them individually in the frame. Say your subject is on the right hand side of the screen, then you're going to bring the focus point to the right so you can focus on your subject. If your subject is on the left hand side of the screen, then you're going to bring the focus point to the left. And if it's in the center, then you're going to bring the focus point to the center. Simple as that. So this is the single point autofocus. So if you select this mode, what happens is, as you can see here, those are all my focus points. The one highlighted is the one in the center, and you can move it about to the left or right depending where you want to focus on. If you then go back to the shortcut menu and select the 9 autofocus points, it says dynamic autofocus 9 points. If it's in the center, as you can see there, 9 of the points are now highlighted. These 9 in the center are double pixels, so they're the most accurate that this camera can use. But you can move it still. But the only difference is, instead of moving in a single point, it's moving on a 9-point group. So as you can see, it goes to the left and to the right in 9. If you go up, and you can go down as well, and it's all in 9. The same thing will happen if we move over to the 21, only this time, you guessed it, 21 points are highlighted. So if you move, 21 points are moving always. And then finally we have the 39 points where every point is highlighted and you can still move your single focus point to where your subject is. Okay, so the next mode is the 3D mode. This is a tracking mode. So basically you select your point to where say you're taking a picture of a person, you're going to select your point to where the person's eyes are. Once you're there, you select OK, and then what happens is the camera will track the person. So if the person moves or you move the composition, the tracking point will follow the point that you've selected. So say the person is over here, you go OK in there to select that point, then even if you move the camera, the point will follow the person or the point you selected basically. But I will show you that in live view in a minute, because they have a full-time servo mode and it's a tracking mode that is exactly the same as the 3D mode here. And then the next one is an automatic mode. So in this mode the camera decides everything. So if you half press the shutter button, the camera will grab focus wherever it decides it needs focus. You have no saying where the focus is going to be at. Say there's a person in the scene and there's a dog moving in the scene, it might grab the dog, it might grab the person. It's totally up to the camera. Okay, so those are the focus points in viewfinder mode. Now let's find out about the focus points and the focus modes in live view. So let's switch back to live view. Okay, so in live view, if you click on the I button again, you get the shortcut menu. But this time it's slightly different. On the focus mode, you have AFS single, no more automatic, where it changes to both. You are basically in control. So AFS single is, it will focus once if you press the press the shutter button, or AFF, which is the same thing as continuous. It continuously grabs focus, and so it's always continuously working. You just have to be a little bit careful about your battery if you leave it in this mode, and just use this mode when there's like a child running in a scene, or a dog running in a scene, or something moving in a scene, and obviously you don't want to lose focus, then you select this one. For most applications, the AFS single is fine. So that's our focus modes. Now let's go back to the shortcut menu and go to the right, into the AF area mode. In this mode, as you can see, it's a face priority mode. So if you select OK in this mode, it's looking continuously for a face, for two eyes, a mouth and a nose. And if you move the camera, it doesn't really matter. It's always tracking the face. It's looking for a face always. If there's more than one face in the scene, then you will grab as many faces are in the scene. So if there's 4 or 5, you'll see 4 of these little squares in the screen, grabbing focus on every single face and adjusting focus for every single face. Now the next one is the wide mode. This is where there is quite a large area that you can select focus and move it about. So if you want to grab focus in the feet, then you just do just that. Sometimes it's difficult to grab focus with an AF area mode this large, but there you go. And just grab that, and then if you want to move it to the face, then you can move it to the face. So this is like a pretty manual mode, and if you select OK here, then you will return to the center. The next mode is a normal mode, and this one is a smaller area. So like if you want to pinpoint focus to the eyes as an example, And if I move it just here and then grab focus, and there you go. And then if I want to move, say, to the feet, it might be too close. Yeah, I think it might be too close for it. You can still grab it. So it's a smaller area, so you can pinpoint focus exactly where you want it. Instead of being the whole face, you're just going for the eyes. And then this is the 3D tracking mode. They call it subject tracking in live view, but they call it 3D in the viewfinder mode. So in this mode, you move about your focus area. Say you want to focus on her hand, so you just go like that and you select it. Once you've got the area that you want, then you press OK. And then what happens is, even if I move the camera, it will select that area. Bear in mind that this is different from the face detection, because you can select any area. In the face detection, it's only looking for faces. In this mode, you can select any focus point and then you will just track it. So whatever it is, it will just look for it. And even if you move up or down, it's just like a selection. It grabs focus in that area and it tracks that area even if you move the camera. So I guess this is the end of our tutorial on how to grab focus points on your Nikon DSLR, and pretty much all the Nikon DSLRs you can use this tutorial. And the Canons will have similar tracking modes, similar focus modes, but it might just be slightly different to set up. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment box below. Please rate, comment, and subscribe to this video, and I will see you all in the next one.